Are you serious? Are you serious? Folks, we've got some headlines coming out of the Middle East. The United States and Russia are very close to signing a deal on the partial truce in Syria. And now, Secretary of State John F. Kerry has not given us specific details or the time frame that this agreement would kick into gear, but it is an agreement between the two nations to try to bring some type of a partial truce. What does that mean? I mean, you have to look at the sides. The United States has been teaming up with the Free Syrian Army to fight Assad. And the United States has been bombing empty warehouses in its war against ISIS. Russia, on the other hand, has been invading Syria, taking over the airspace, telling America to back off, teaming up with Assad to keep him in as the puppet president, and locking arms with the Iranians, letting them bring troops in and tanks and forces, and helping Hezbollah as to also establish itself stronger in southern Lebanon, while at the same time fighting the Free Syrian Army that's backed by the United States and bombing ISIS and blowing up ISIS convoys of oil that was trying to sneak into Turkey. Also, Russia's had their planes shot out of the sky by Turkey and their rescue helicopter. So Russia has set up S-400 missile defense systems along the border with Turkey. Turkey, meanwhile, has threatened Russia repeatedly along that border. And even the Turkmen, who are northern Syrians but who have allegiance, of course, to Turkey, have taken pot shots at Russia constantly. Meanwhile, Saudi Arabia has decided to form a 8-nation Sunni coalition, which includes Turkey, and they've amassed somewhere between 150 and 250,000 troops along the border, preparing for a potential March invasion of northern Syria. Who are they going to fight? Well, meanwhile, Turkey's been bombing the Kurds just to tune up their military might and fine-tune their abilities by just taking pot-shot bombs and attacks, missile attacks on the Kurds in northern Syria, in the Kurdish region, and in Turkey. The Kurds continue to have no funding or support from the United States of America, although the American politicians run their mouth how that we should all be helping the Kurds, yet we don't. We still just help the radical Islamic Muslim militant Free Syrian Army fight Assad, and we're losing in that battle. That's what's going on in the Middle East. Throw in 5,000 extra Chinese soldiers and the Iranian Revolutionary Guard walking around in Syria as well. And don't forget Al-Qaeda and Al-Nusra down in the southern border near Israel and Lebanon hanging out there. And don't forget Israel flying in occasionally into Syria just to bomb Hezbollah or Al-Qaeda to try to keep everybody away from their border just over the Golan Heights. While all that's going on, folks, remember, the French keep flying in, bombing ISIS. The British will fly in and bomb ISIS. And Germany talks about it but doesn't do anything about it. And so that's where you're at right now in the current Middle East situation. So when Russia and the United States say they're about ready to sign a truce, what does that really mean? Or as Hillary Clinton would say, what's it matter anyway? Because ISIS is still beheading people, still raping the women, still crucifying Christians on crosses, beheading them in public square, murdering, madness, butchering, imposing a cruel Sharia law that is so unjust and so far from any rational civilization could live under. Their brutality, their destruction of ancient artifacts, and even the blowing up of the tomb of Jonah causes us to realize that Iraq and Syria is nothing more than a cesspool of violence as these radical Islamic Muslim jihadists, Muslim militants with their misguided messages from Mecca, madness and the meanness and the maliciousness and the murder, and they just continue to do it. So we continue to ask yourself a question. Let me just ask it again. What's it matter anyway if the United States and Russia sign a truce? Are you saved? Because this is what's happening This is end time prophecy. We're on the brink of World War III. We're on the edge of eternity. This is the apocalyptic hour. Time is running out. Give your life to Jesus Christ. It's almost over.